Good evening, everyone. Can I please call for a motion and a second to reconvene the public meeting?
Motion. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence for our servicemen and women?
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the district clerk pro tem please call the roll?
Mrs. Iannatelli?
Present.
Dr. Centimore?
Present.
Mrs. Mallon?
Present.
Mrs. Napolitano-Ferno?
Present.
Mrs. DiLorenzo?
Present.
Ms. Torregrossa?
Present.
Thank you. So we have gathered today due to the regionalization plan that the state is coming to bring forward to the states and the different districts are discussing. So this is our meeting. So does anybody want to start, have a discussion?
Sure. I would like to consider the motion to retain special counsel, as I had stated at the Tuesday meeting. I believe that this board and this district is asleep at the wheel. I believe we should have already known what was coming down. This has been started. It started in September. Jackie DiLorenzo and myself signed on to the letter right away. We've been pushing for the lawsuit to join with the coalition. We will be joining as petitioners ourselves on the pro bono case. And we would like to see the district do the same, jump on, because the reality is this is going to be very bad and it's going to affect all of Long Island. And regardless, I know that some people feel like, well, it's already being done in Buffalo, it's already being done in New York City. This is Long Island. Just because it's being done somewhere else does not mean it will work here. Many things are done in New York City that I would never want to see done here. So, like I said, this can hurt staff, this can hurt pooling our resources, sending staff out to other districts, sending funding and tying the funding to it. Absolutely against this. I would vote to go into the lawsuit with the other districts. Many districts are working on doing the same thing. And it would be nice if we spearheaded things for a change instead of constantly being asleep at the wheel.
So I would just like to let the public know that we did meet with the lawyer who is representing the districts. And I am very against the plan also, that I cannot believe that New York State is trying to control the districts. I would like to also point out to all the community members and taxpayers out there that we move into school districts and pay the taxes we pay because of the school district, and we want the programs and the things that we pay for. In this plan, you're paying your taxes and all the other districts can benefit from that. To me, it's senseless that we'd have to pay a higher tax for other people from other districts to benefit. It's just a personal statement. I do feel every member of our community should be writing the governor and the commissioner of education on this, letting them know that how we feel, that we should be protecting our programs, our staff, our community, our students, and making sure that the people who live in our district are the people who are benefiting from what we have and can provide to them. So I 100% feel that everyone should, again, be speaking out on this, not just the Board of Education. I feel like the community, everyone should understand how it affects them in a personal way, not just everybody up here. So, we'll vote in a little while, but I did want to make that clear that I really feel the entire community should get behind this.
I do agree with that everybody should be behind it, and with everything that Jackie had said. This is a really a terrible idea. I'm extremely concerned, especially for our special needs populations, because Connecticut has kind of been like a leader in that area when it comes to special education, when it comes to our mental health, and we've done so well. And to see that, be spread out when we need that here, we need to make sure that what we have here is for Connecticut. We're not spreading our wealth elsewhere when we need things here. And also, I think it's clear to know that there are opportunities and we would like to share certain programs, I think we can do that. You don't need this in order to do that. And that's something that we do based on what works for Connecticut. So I am absolutely against this plan as well, joined on personally, as you had said. But I do urge the community, regardless of what we do here, you have a voice, you use your voice as well and speak out against this if that's how you feel. Because it takes all of us to do this, to make sure that we do right by our community.
I just chime in. So at my superintendent meetings on behalf of our district, I've been a strong advocate against the regionalization planning. Obviously, the board authorized a letter, an advocacy letter that is posted on our website under the board's tab for the community to see. I believe we also have a prior one from a couple of months ago with regards to the foundation aid. There is a public comment period, in terms of anyone who would like to comment about regionalization. And that goes until just before Thanksgiving. I think the date is November 24th. So tomorrow we'll look to see if there's a link, and with the board's approval in terms of public comments to the state, we could look to add that link to the website if the board is good with that. Just so the public knows, the strong stance of advocacy that we've been taking, and a lot of districts as well.
So I just wanted to add that I am also against this plan. I'm also against regionalization. When I first got married and was having kids and I was looking to buy a house, I was buying a house based on the school district. I was buying a house based on the property taxes and what it could provide for my children and my family and what I could benefit from it. Why would I look? Why wouldn't I just stay in a lower tax bracketed community? Because if I'm just going to get all the same benefits, I feel like the government is just trying to come in and take over and dictate to the districts. I don't think that that's a good plan. I think that, like April said and everybody else said, everybody should get on board, write to your legislators, and really, really try to fight this, because the control that's coming, if it comes, is just not good. Are we ready to vote? All right.
Have you guys decided on, well, first you're going to see if it goes through, and then,
Well, I was going to ask if the board wanted to put a cap on. I know that the attorney that spoke said that there are 5 districts already in, and there are more districts meeting to vote on this, and the fee would be divided amongst the districts that are in the suit. So it could possibly be 10 districts or so, or 12 districts was what he was saying. By next week, they are in the process of meeting between today and next week, a bunch of districts. So I don't know if the board felt comfortable with putting a cap on it, or how they wanted to go about, if they want to go about it.
Well, why don't we vote on it and then do that? Does that work?
We could do that. So can I please have a motion and a second to appoint Reggiano LLC attorneys at law as special counsel to include Connecticut Central School District in the New York State regionalization litigation on behalf of the Board of Education, challenging the enactment and enforcement of regionalization of New York State school districts.
motion.
Second.
Ms. Iantelli.
Okay, so just before I say my vote is no, but I want to explain why. So it is $125,000 is what they're estimating that the lawsuit could cost, and that's hopefully including appeals. There's pro bono cases happening right now. I feel that to waste this money, taking the district's money, I really am not a fan of that. I am, though, 100% against this plan, and that's why I said that I really would like the community to reach out to the governor and the Commission of Education. I'd like to also add maybe a link that we can get the addresses for the community so that they can write into both of these communities, matter if this passes or not, just so that we're doing our due diligence and we have everybody behind us fighting this. So I'm a no.
Thank you. So my vote is a yes. I feel that we have money set aside for certain litigation items such as these, and this is an important litigation. And I feel that as a district, I am a yes to going forward with it.
Thank you, Marisol.
Ms. Napolitano-Ferno.
So I have been researching this since September. I have been very much involved with speaking to state officials and speaking to our local government. And I have to tell you that it may be the one thing across all party lines we are agreeing on, and that is that this is not good for anyone. This could only hurt us, divide us, take our funding, tie our funding to the issues. They're already not telling us the full truth, saying things like, you shall implement the plan, but saying that it's voluntary, and it's not. It won't. Why haven't they changed the rule if it is voluntary? The same thing with there's a statute of limitations, 120 days from January 2025, and then you can't do anything about this. So this is important. The other research that I did was speaking to people who do make the laws, are the ones who implement and also speak about all of the laws, and they made it very clear to me in saying that a stay could result in not us benefiting from the stay. If 10 districts go in or 15 districts, a judge could state just those 10, 15 districts get the stay. And everyone else needs to start going into the regionalization because that statute of limitations only covers the districts that are in. Unless a judge gives a stay for all districts, regardless if they joined or not. And that hasn't been seen in other cases like the mascot and other cases where it's only been given to the districts that actually are part of the lawsuit. So I am a yes. I am a yes because we look at funding as, I understand not wanting to spend taxpayer money, but I also understand that we need to look out for our taxpayers and we need to look out for our students and staff. And in order to do that, we need to make sure that we keep local government and local control here for our students, for our tax money. So I am a yes.
Ms. DiLorenzo.
Yes, I am absolutely a yes as well. And I have to say, I think that's, you right at the end, you said it, local control is exactly what this ultimately is about. We are here in the community, Connecticut community, making decisions right here, living in the same life as everybody else that's here, not having somebody elsewhere making decisions that are going to go on in our community. And they may decide at some point they don't even need any one of us. You could be, this table could be empty based on whatever they decide. They won't have local school boards anymore. They will do everything. And that is an absolute disaster for people. So I am an absolute yes. I will not just give everything up to the state.
Ms. Terrarosa.
If possible, I would like to see if we can, I know there have been some writing campaigns before I vote that like have gone out about this already. If we could get that posted when we're putting stuff up, either our own or something that people can kind of just use as an outline to send to local legislators. I would like to offer something like that to the community.
Right now, the advocacy letter, I believe, the most recent one on regionalization, I believe is on the Board of Education tab. So tomorrow morning, when we look at the public comment link, period link, and we look at, I'm thinking the Commissioner of Education and contact, and also the Governor's Office contact, we could see if we could add those links to that advocacy letter that we just drafted and submitted, so we can make it more on the homepage. Ms. Cirillo and I will take a look at that in the morning, and we'll see what we could do with the homepage and some of these things.
Thank you. And I do, like, again, I'm very much against the way that this has been presented. Personally, where we're at right now, I don't feel like, and this is going to sound a little bit kind of like ignorant for lack of a better term, but part of me feels like there's already districts paying into this. I would it feels more about optics than anything, because I feel like we don't know anything yet. And 120 days from January, that still gives us time. I feel like we'll know a lot more then. Just personally, what makes me nervous is the potential loss of funding if we pick this fight also. Like, there is the other end. Yes, we don't understand what the resource pooling looks like. We don't understand a lot of parts of it, but we do know, and we've seen it before, that the state can also just be like, no more funding for you in this if you don't do this. And that part makes me a little bit nervous as well. So just personally, I just would rather have waited just to kind of see where this was headed come December 6th when the strength and deeds tool is due, because as we kind of talked about, it's not that crazy of a tool to do, but it's fine. I mean, I'm not like upset either way, you know what I mean? Just personally.
No, so just to be clear,
I'm
you're
a no.
abstaining or you're, okay.
I'm a no for it for right now, but I am, before it gets twisted, very much against the plan as it has been presented, and I would like to see the community advocate to our local legislators, because they're the ones who take our messages to Albany too.
Thank you, I appreciate that. So the motion carries. Now, does everybody want to have a discussion on putting a cap on the lawsuit?
I would put a cap of 15,000 to 20,000. I think that 15 will do the job in regards to, I don't even think it's going to be that much. I believe if, like I said, I have had the time and put in the effort to speak to other Board of Eds, many, and I know that there are some voting tonight, there are some voting this week, there are some voting on Monday. And they pool their boards, which is what I wanted pretty much done to make sure that we weren't wasting our time tonight. I understand that it wasn't done, but I'm glad that it passed. Regardless, it is, it sounds like we're gonna have a good amount of people that are gonna be on this lawsuit. And
Bless you.
like I said, I think if you even went to the highest number and you divided it by, even if we're the sixth one that signs on tonight, you're still not looking at, you're looking at roughly 20,000, 22,000. And I'm fairly sure it's going to be much more than that. So that's why I would say stay at 15,000 for now.
I would be comfortable with a cap of 15.
I'm comfortable with that too, and if needs be, which I agree with you, after speaking to the district and researching this, I don't know that it's even going to go to that, but I don't know how it would work if for some reason it goes past that. Can we manage that the same way we do with the mascot, that we can then vote again to add more? Can we do that at that time?
We can determine as at the discretion of the board.
Sure. Perfect.
Okay.
I said, I have high hopes, and from the information I've received, that it looks like, if we spend 5 or 10,000, that's going to be a lot. I don't even think it's going to. We could potentially be spending 2,500 or 5,000. That's the benefit of more people spearheading it. Is the more that get involved, the less the number is for all districts to share. And since this helps all districts that are at least named in it, I want to be one of the ones that's named in it.
Do I have to do a motion in a second for that? Yeah, can I please have a motion and a second to cap the expenditures of the regionalization litigation to not exceed $15,000 without further approval from the Board of Education, and the board reserves the right to withdraw from said litigation at any time at the discretion of the board.
Motion.
Second.
Ms. Inatelli,
I'm going to abstain.
I'll be a yes. Ms. Napolitano-Ferno,
Yes.
Ms. DiLorenzo,
Yes.
Ms. Torregrossa.
Yes.
Motion carries. Can I please have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving.